It's trendy. There's cafes, there's art, there's sports. It's got everything you want except the sunshine. Welcome to Melbourne.
So even though I live in Sydney, I actually also love Melbourne. I know, that's controversial. It's like someone who lives in LA saying they also love New York, but it is what it is. And there are too many cool things to shove into one video about Melbourne. So today I'm giving you a tour. It's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be fun, and then we're gonna do another one, okay? Because we can't squeeze it all in. We're gonna kick things off at Flinders Street Station. This is probably the most famous landmark in Melbourne, which is kind of weird because it's just a train station, but it's right in the center of the city. And aside from those beautiful clocks that are really cool, this station has some world records, and I am a sucker for world records. So here we go. It is Australia's oldest train station. Okay. Many things that are Australia's whateverest are either in Sydney or Melbourne, so we're just going to bounce back and forth. But this one, Australia's oldest train station, is in Melbourne. It also has the world's, this is the whole world now, 4th longest train platform. Wow. Okay, right? I'm selling it. And if that wasn't enough, this one's controversial. It may be Australia or the Southern Hemisphere's busiest train station. We're not sure. I've just done my Googling and it's either Sydney's Central Station or it's Flinders Street Station. Listen, if Google doesn't know, then I don't know. So here we go. It's busy. Go. It's fun. So anyway, you'll get there. If you come in by train, this is where you're going to land. If you're coming in through some other way, you're going to walk by this station anyway, because it just is the center of town. It has these beautiful clocks on the front. It was built in the 1850s. It's lovely. And this is a good start for just orienting your way in Melbourne. Now, if you just walk right outside the station, you're gonna notice the thing that makes Melbourne so special, which is the tram network. So, okay, lots of cities have trains. Melbourne has trams. So these are light rails, ding ding, that go along the street and they run all the time. Like you just step out and there's gonna be a tram there. And the really exciting thing about where we are right now is that is a free tram zone. So almost the entire CBD is inside Melbourne's free tram zone. That means you just get on, you don't have to pay, you don't even have to get a ticket. You just go and you go wherever you want. So that is a great thing to keep in mind when you're traveling around Melbourne. Melbourne is a great city for walking. In fact, this is the city where Maddie hit her first 30,000 step day. I'm proud. We walked a lot that day. It's great for walking. You can hop on the tram, but you can also just walk around. Nice sidewalks, lots of pedestrian areas. Melbourne is really famous for its laneways, but we don't have time to go through that today. So I highly recommend my laneways video, and that's where we'll go through each laneway one by one. So today, even though I really, really love the laneways, we're specifically not hitting the laneways. Cute thing about Melbourne, you look down in the CBD and you're probably going to be on what's called the Golden Mile. Why is it called the Golden Mile? I don't think it's actually a mile. No one in Australia actually even knows what a mile is. I don't know, but there are these golden like little plaques on the ground, like there's a big medallion and then like little golden dots in between, and you follow this and you can find a free guide online, and these are some of the best landmarks in Melbourne. So you'll go by the Immigration Museum, you'll go by just beautiful buildings, but honestly you're also just going to be walking this way anyway if you're just walking around the CBD, but look down, it's fun, it's cute. Alrighty, Rue, the downtown is beautiful. Lots of laneways. One thing that did not make it in my laneways video, because it's not technically a laneway, is the Block Arcade. So an arcade in the UK or Australia speak it's like a pedestrian shopping area, usually under like glass ceilings. And these were really popular in the late 1800s, kind of Victorian era, really beautiful. And Melbourne has a gorgeous one. So it's called the Block Arcade. This was built in 1892, and you know, they don't build them like they used to. You go in and it is just stunning. The tile work on the ground is stunning. Everything's just beautiful. And so the Block Arcade is where there are some like kind of landmarky shops. So Hayes Chocolate, which is a famous Australian chocolate brand, is in there. There's this tea room where people go and have high tea with really expensive little cakes. So it's a bit of a historical thing, but it's kept a bit modern to the moment. And you'll see a few historical details in there, like they have this marionette that has been there for a really long time. It's lovely, worth a walk around. It depends on your budget and your personal taste, how much time you're gonna spend here on your high tea. But I recommend for everyone to pop out the back to Block Place. So this is a laneway that I actually forgot about when I was filming the laneways video, but I really love. It doesn't make any of the lists for Melbourne's best laneways, which makes it like a real hidden gem. Go out the back. It's a fabulous little laneway with lots of cafes and tables. We ate at Brown Sugar Cafe, really cute, really lovely. So it's a great place to walk through and stop and have a coffee when you're going to your next little spot. Okay, there's no shortage of places in Melbourne to have coffee. I'm not even going to pretend that I'm giving you a full rundown on places to have coffee, but one place that is pretty cool, especially if you're looking for an Instagrammable moment, is Puzzle Coffee. So quite close to the Block Arcade, just pop over a block, is Puzzle Coffee, and now they have a couple outlets. And what's really cool about them is you can get your coffee in an edible cup. Yep. I know, it's weird. You're gonna ask me what it tastes like. I wanna be enthusiastic about this unique experience, but also real with you is like, it's kind of a combination between a waffle cone and cardboard. That's where it comes together. So just to be fair to the edible coffee cup, it does have to hold hot liquid, and at no point was I afraid that the coffee was going to leak through my cup. It's $3 extra for this eco-friendly privilege. So that's about $2 US. It's worth it once. It's so fun. I would never do this for my everyday coffee, but when you are in Melbourne and when you're on vacation, you should absolutely do the weird things. I believe that strongly, so do it. Okay, now, after the coffee, maybe you skipped the coffee, maybe you got the coffee, you are close to Chinatown. And this is a fabulous Chinatown. So I grew up in DC, where there's a Chinatown with a gate, and basically all it means is that the Ann Taylor clothing store puts some Chinese characters like on its glass. It is not what you would call a happening, thriving Chinatown. This ain't DC. So Melbourne is the oldest continually operating Chinatown in the Western world. Let that fact soak in for you. And it's the oldest Chinatown in the Southern Hemisphere. And good news for us is it's actually an authentic Chinatown. So there are really Chinese restaurants. The Chinese came over starting in the 1850s with Australia's gold rush, settled in the area, and there have been amazing restaurants going ever since. And so I really recommend taking some time to walk around the Chinatown. There are the gates. They're beautiful. There are multiple gates. Take the photos. It's lovely. It's fun. Eat dumplings. Do all of the things. One of my favorite restaurants actually isn't on, so Chinatown is like, you know, delineated by the gates, but the Asian influence spreads like from that area. You'll find this generally speaking in Australia. There's a huge Asian population, and so it's not like Chinatown is really restricted to just this small area. all up and down Swanson Street, which is the main street. You'll find lots of Chinese restaurants. And my favorite one is Master Lanzhou noodles. Really good noodles, not expensive. You can get whatever you want on them. Definitely have the cucumbers as well, and like the mushrooms, so good. Okay, that's my favorite, but you'll find heaps more, and definitely walk around the area because it's so good. Okay, while we're in this area, another must-see, just a block north of my noodle place, is the State Library of Victoria. So most of the states have a state library that are beautiful and lovely and have cool exhibits, and Victoria is no different. But this one is really well known for its beautiful view. So when you go inside, and it's free to enter, you go up to the top level, and so the library has this dome, and you can just see down below the dome like 5 stories, and it's just beautiful. And so even if you only have like 10 minutes, okay, just go up, look at the library, take some photos, come back down. If you have more time, they very often have exhibits in the exhibit space. A couple of years ago, Maddie and I saw this super cool one about knitting and technology and the future, and it was just amazing. So go to the State Library and wander around on the front lawn too, because they have all of these wacky statues. That's all I'll say. It's good statues. All right, so where we are now, State Library, you could keep going to the north, and there are so many more amazing things. Pause, we'll do that in the next video. Now we're gonna head to the east, because you gotta pick a direction somewhere. And we're gonna close out with the wild, the wacky Fitzroy Gardens. Every city has like a bit of green space, right? So Sydney has Hyde Park, New York has Central Park. Melbourne actually has a couple, so it has the Carlton Gardens and the Fitzroy Gardens, which are these beautiful green spaces. Fitzroy Gardens has a place in my heart, not only because it's nice and green, but they put the nuttiest stuff in it, okay? So I'm just gonna quickly walk you through some of the stuff that you may have to experience to believe. You decide whether it's worth going on your visit. One is a model Tudor village. Okay, so this was like Tudor villages. This was based on a village in Kent or wherever, you know, from the 1800s with the thatched roofs or the tile roofs or whatever makes these houses special. Someone built an entire miniature village in the middle of the park. And then they put a fence around it because, oh no, you can't actually walk through the village. So what you're seeing is the backs of all of the buildings, and you can't even like really see the fronts. It is so weird, but people go and they take the photos. And so there you are. That's not even the weirdest thing. I'm building up to the weirdest thing. I can't decide what the weirdest thing is actually. So next to the model Tudor village is a tree called the Faerie's tree that was carved in 1930. And it has like all these fairies all over it from a book. The author carved it, I think. So there's the Faerie's tree, but obviously the tree is dead because someone like carved it. And so it's only like, you know, about yay high. It's beautiful though, really beautiful tree. So there's the tree stump quality. Then walk a little bit. This one might be the weirdest, is Cook's Cottage, okay? So you've heard of Captain Cook. He didn't really discover Australia. The indigenous Australians have been here for 60,000 years. In the 1600s, the Dutch and the French had come on research and botanical missions. So like everyone knew Australia was here, but Cook came at a really good time. So he drew it on a map when Britain had just lost the American colonies, which is where they had been sending their prisoners, and they really needed somewhere to dump all their extra prisoners. And so Cook came to Australia, drew it on a map, and someone was like, got it, this is the place. So Cook's famous, great, love that for him. And he has a certain status in the olden days Australia lore. And so someone decided, you know what we need is something that's like a real testament to Cook. And so they didn't find his boat or his sword or his cannon or any of the usual things. They moved his parents' house from Yorkshire. Now, this is not the house he grew up in. This is the house that they built like 20 years after he had left home. But it was his parents, and so someone decided this was a good idea, and they disassembled the entire house, numbered all of the bricks, brought them overseas with a few cuttings of ivy so they could rebuild his parents' entire house with the ivy growing over the sides so that we can see it today. Yeah, you can pay to go in for a tour there, right in the middle of the park. And people dress up in old costumes to take you through. But there's one more. It's equal in, maybe it's not equal, but it's up there. And that is the JFK Memorial, he was a great guy, in the middle of a Japanese garden, also with the police and firefighter memorial. Because these are all things worth memorializing, I suppose, and maybe the space is limited. I'm not sure. Listen, I don't want you to think bad things about Melbourne, but that garden area is wacky. It's a lot of stuff, it's a lot of stuff there, but it's worth exploring. Okay, just because I don't want to end this on a note with all the action, Melbourne is lovely. It has lots of great things. Take a dip into the wacky side. That's how my vacations always end up, and the people who come with me generally enjoy it for it. But the tour I've taken you on today is mostly through pretty cool stuff. Couple of spots to eat, and we've just done what I would say is the lower CBD area and to the east. In the next video, because there's so much more to see, we're gonna hit more of the north side and then come back down and look at the South Bank. Okay, so definitely tune into my last video where we looked at the laneways, because those cannot be missed. And if someone only gave you like 2 hours in Melbourne and you had to look at stuff, I would do the laneways. That's absolutely what I would do. This video, you just watched it, so you're cool. And then stay tuned for the next video where we do the second part. And all those together will give you like the best ultimate tour of a city that is really great to visit. So stay tuned.